I find it difficult to understand that anybody with a sane, rational mind would be making the decisions that they're making at the moment.
So do you think someone has more power and controls the Prime Minister?
The people that we put in power, we weren't given much of a choice in terms of candidates to take over the country. I think they are under orders to actually destroy this country, to make it worse. If they destroy the country enough, there'll be people begging for help from their government. And I think that's probably when you'll see initiatives like the central bank digital currencies being thrust upon the population as the way to save us and save the country, because they won't bring them in. People won't accept those kind of things under normal circumstances. Yet in times of emergencies, people will accept all sorts of nonsense, as we saw in 2020.
So you're
when COVID came
jabs.
along. Yeah. Not just jabs, but lockdowns and all the nonsense rules that you could go to a restaurant, sit down and have your meal, but when you stand up to go to the toilet, you've got to put a mask on.
When you put it like that,
you could get, but this is the sort of nonsense that people were happy to accept in 2020.
I think he is full of shit. I don't like to say conspiracy theory because it's a buzzword meant to stop conversation. But I think his theory is not based in facts. I don't believe that the British government needs a crisis in order to force CBDC down people's throats. I think British people will take absolutely anything that the government shoves down on them, regardless if it's a crisis or not. For example, 20 years ago, the idea that a liberal nation would force people to dox themselves before using a computer would have been unthinkable. I mean, they tried something in Greece, like regarding regulating ISPs and shit. You had people on the streets. That was my generation. Like, there were little people on the streets. When it was like the idea that the European Union is going to ban memes. Do you guys remember that? You had people on the streets. Like, legitimate protests, grassroots. People just went out, started protesting, like, no fucking way. Get your hands off our internet. Now look at it in the UK. Oh, it's great. Oh, for the children. Oh, I mean, the children. Yes. They want this. Like they covet safetyism. They pretend they don't. But, like, if you put it this way, okay, on one hand, you have no centralized power, like no central government. You have anarchy. And on the other hand, you have Stalinism, like just complete control, maximum government. And, like, normally you would want to be somewhere around the, like 30%, right? You don't want to be in anarchy land where it's 0, but you don't want to be in Stalin land where it's 100. Like, normal nations, the ones where citizens actually benefit from, are somewhere around 30%, I would say. Britain likes the 80. They like the 90%. It doesn't matter, left wing, right wing, like any type of British ideology right now that's in the public spectrum, they want maximum government control. The only difference is who gets to control the government. So, like, right-wingers in Britain, they go like, oh, well, if we control the government, we're going to crack down so hard that leftism will be destroyed as an ideology. And the left wing wants the same. Like, they want to crack down on right wing and destroy it as an ideology. But, like, they both want the government. And I remember, like, last year when I made a video and I was explaining that the problem with the UK is the welfare state and safetyism, they basically said, oh, well, V, you never matured, you never grew up. Like, look at Sargon, he's so mature now. And it's like, I don't think, like, maturity means, like, having the government to dictate what you should do in your house and how you should live your life and the government parenting your kids for you. So, again, like, the main point here is that in the UK, they don't need a crisis for CBDC. If CBDC comes up tomorrow, people will accept it. They will. Like, if the government just simply flat out says, yeah, we're removing welfare only comes in the form of CBDC, do you think, like, people are going to protest? Do you think they're going to riot? Fuck no. Do you know why the only reason that digital ID was scrapped and they wanted to push this in the UK, right, in order to quote-unquote crack down on the illegal workforce, right? But the only reason it was scrapped is because people uncovered that there was a conflict of interest. I think it was between Keir Starmer and the guy that made it, like they were related or some shit, and they could have been sued. But that's like the only reason. It's not because like the public was like, oh yeah, we're never going to use it. No, they would have. Look, if they can force you to use pronouns, if they can force you to admit that trans women are women, if they can force you to lie, they can force you to do anything. And so, no, like, absolutely not. The British government does not need a crisis. They're fucking the nation because they're grifting. They enjoy the grift. The people that are fucking the nation, they're enriching themselves. They're making money hand over fist. That's why they're doing it. They're extracting resources for themselves and their friends. They're not incompetent. They know exactly what they're doing. They're being bought off. They're being bribed. They're grifting, right? And so it's not like a grand master plan. It's just incentives. Like if you happen to have a hotel and the government basically says, yeah, we're going to push immigrants into your hotel and pay you for the benefits. Well, the incentive is to say yes because you're going to make money, right? Why would you say no? Like so, they will just choose another hotel if you say no. And then, of course, you're going to have kickbacks to the politicians because like you want the same politicians to keep winning so that more migrants come. And the politician benefits, and you benefit, right? The politician doesn't spend his own money. He spends the taxpayer money. He doesn't have that cash anyway. And so, that's why you have, like, the idea that people are ruining the nation. There's no accountability, right? Like, the moment you don't have free speech, the moment you can't express and legitimately, like, say what you want and organize. Because, like, democracy isn't just about how you vote. It's also about going out, protesting, organizing people. You can't do that in the United Kingdom. I mean, the last time they did a genuine protest with a two-tier care system, the leaders of the protest just got arrested in the middle of the night. People were arrested for shit they said on social media. Honestly, like, the UK is becoming more and more like China. Like, what exactly is there needed? I guess like a Tiananmen Square, right? But like, China doesn't do Tiananmen Squares today. As far as I know. Like, maybe they do and we don't know. But like, it happened long ago. Like, if we compare it to modern China, like China from 2026, compared to UK from 2026, like, what exactly the UK does need more? They're becoming more and more totalitarian, right? And it's not because, like, there's a grand master plan to introduce CBDC. Like, they can introduce it now. If they wanted to. It's just they don't have the digital ID yet. But like they can just say it's to save the children. Apparently like this line works with everything, right? Like you will have British people accepting absolutely anything as long as it's framed to save the children. Apparently even banning VPNs. There's like literally there's no danger right now, right? Like children are de facto more safe while at home, even if they're watching titties on the internet, than to be outside in London. Okay, like let's be real with this for a second. Can we actually, you know, stop bullshitting and just like be legit? If the kids go outside, they risk getting stabbed, right? If they stay at home and they play, I don't fucking know, Roblox and they watch titties or whatever the fuck they do on the internet, theoretically they're not as in danger as if they go outside in London or in Rochdale. Or where the grooming gangs operate. I'm just saying, you know, like, I'm sorry if I'm upsetting people, but I'm spitting facts over here. And so, there is no justification to, like, create the safest internet on planet Earth. The fuck out. Like, what? Did parental controls fall out of fashion? So, yeah, do let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.